Good morning. Welcome to a long overdue Genesis Quarterly at A&A Week. It is Sunday as I'm recording this. I'm getting ready to get on a plane tomorrow to bring all of these coins and a whole bunch others to the show. Really looking forward to it. It's going to be a wild week. Hope you're ready. Please come by the table 715. If you are not familiar with this channel, this is where I offer 12 really great retail coins, the top 2% of everything that I handle every Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific. This one is going to be going live at 9 a.m. Pacific on Tuesday. It's a Genesis Quarterly, which is always an off. It only happens about once every 3 months on average. And for this one, I am starting with a set that I have had put away with the first piece that I bought in 2006. I'll tell you why I did this. So let's get started real quickly. Let's just talk, what do we talk about first? Let's talk about what I think are the most beautiful Western coinage, right? So I don't like pictures of coins with dead dudes on them, which is what a lot of European coinage is like, right? A lot of monarchs, some queens, from English coinage. But in general, the only coins from the English countries that I like are coins that kind of follow what America has always depicted, which is a depiction of liberty. Some depiction of a female ideal, or an ideal and then embodied by a female portrait or head or whatever it might end up being. So of those coins in general from Europe and the United States, it's just American coinage, or from North America, it's American coinage, it is French coinage, and it is Swiss coinage. Specifically Swiss coinage about starting in 1850, once they went to a confederation rather than the individual cantons that make up Switzerland, that kind of then brought together the German, the French, and the Italian sides into one confederation, Swiss Confederation. So anyway, really cool history. I was getting out of the Navy in 2007, and in 2006, I decided to start putting my money into something different because I knew that I was going to be fairly broke. But I wanted something rare, and I wanted something beautiful, and I wanted something challenging. And so I ended up buying one coin, the coin that's going to be the last one, just based on how it goes denomination-wise, from Andy Lustig, who was always a friend and a dealer who specialized in world coinage, and he used to collect Swiss as well. And he's like, hey, why don't you try this? And so it was my own little Genesis meeting, or moment, and so I started down the path. In 20 years, and I have looked actively, I have found 8 coins that meet the muster of what I was trying to do. Now that is incredibly slow. I've had people tell me that I'm too picky. I have had people tell me that it wasn't completable. I disagree with both. I am who I am, and I try to pass on that sort of picky vibe to all of my clients as well. And so with that being said, I am officially putting this out as a Genesis Quarterly to see if somebody wants to take over and try to finish this set. It is spectacular. It comprises, the set was supposed to be all shooting thalers, all Swiss 5 francs, starting from 1850, and then type, all either in finest or with amazing toning, or both. Sometimes they did. Swiss coinage in general doesn't tone a ton. The mountain environment tends to be fairly dry. Normally toning takes place better in humid environments. So with that being said, let's just get going here. So this is a coin. I bought it at a heritage auction maybe 7-10 years ago. It's an old fat slab holder, an 1888 5 Rapin. That's how they They don't do centimes or cents like we do. They do rappen and then francs, similar to the French coinage. This is the finest known of, they're all medallic turns, by the way, finest known of the date in either service, and the finest, tied for the finest with one other by type. Especially, at least in the older version of stuff. I mean, they started using different materials and everything else later on. This coin is pretty much perfect. Coin could easily 9. I don't say that about a lot of coins, but there's like nothing. There's nothing. It's like it's a headlight. It's gorgeous. It's got light pastels, and the bang for the buck on this coin. Like if this were a nickel from 1888 in United States coinage, the coin would be 5 figures unto itself. Well struck, gorgeous. All right, next up. This is also an 8, 10 Rapin. Beautiful color, OGH. David Hall used to own this coin, by the way. Doesn't have his pedigree on there, but I know when I bought it that it came from Hall because he used to also collect Swiss coinage. This is not the finest known. There is a 9. I think there might be 2 9s. This is a very common date, but it was just so pretty, and it was one of the earlier coins. I think I bought this coin in like 2008. It's really relatively cheap, less than 300 bucks. They're all going out as one set, so it doesn't really matter. You just got to make a decision about the set. Beautiful toning. Got great pictures of these two. I think that's an old Teletrade sticker, I think. I forgot. There's so few out there now. I kind of forgot what they looked like. Okay, this is a pop 2 with none higher. 1859, better date, Swiss 20 Rapin with the, I think, a very beautiful shield design that looks a lot like some of the stuff that the United States has. Tiny little bit of toning on the high areas, probably sat in an envelope for a bit of time. Hammered strike, very well made. This was made in Bern. Any mint mark with an A, by the way, was made in Paris before the Swiss had a mint. This also came out of a heritage auction quite a few years ago. All right, this coin, monster, 1850, first year of issue, made in Paris, mint state 68. This coin I was able to track down. I bought it at an auction, so you can see what I paid long ago. This coin, though, I was able to track down to a presentation set of 1850 coins that were sold raw in heritage. And this is the only coin, for some reason, that they decided not, PCGS decided not to put a specimen designation on. Don't really know why. All the other ones were designated as specimens. This came out of the same set, I'm 100% sure. It is finest known for the type, it is finest known for the date, and it is also has a design that really kind of mimics a trade dollar or a seated coin. This is about the size of a little bit bigger than a dime, about the same size as a dime, I should say. Stunning color, immaculate surfaces, properly graded as an 8, a half franc. I'll try to get the color on this. There you can see it. Virgin. Okay, now for it. This is one of those ones where I was like, oh, well, this is very common. 1920s and 21s are the most common francs that are out there. But sometimes they come with cool color. And this one was a cool color coin. And so it got put into the set rather than trying to go get a 69 or something, which they do exist, 69s, but this is just more unique in my opinion. Also kind of mimics, you can kind of imagine it being a standing Liberty quarter. Gorgeous color. Okay, now on to the majors, or the crowns, I should say. We're not talking about baseball. Okay, so shooting is a big deal in Switzerland, and they create, whenever they have a shooting festival that travels around the country. Sometimes they have different ones that are, a shooting festival every year in each canton, almost like a state or county fair. But then they also have a national one, and when they have a national one, they will make an actual circulating coin. And this is a 4 franc. It's the only shooting taller I think that's a 4 franc from Graubünden. These come usually proof-like. I bought this in an NGC holder off of eBay, and I crossed it. The color is, you should check out the True View. The True View is correct. This also came, when I bought it, with a set of lead die trials that I think I sold to Andy Lustig many, many, many years ago. I paid $7,000 for all of them, and then I sold the die trials, I think, for a couple grand. And then I crossed this coin. Lovely cameo surfaces, fully proof-like. A common shooting taller, I will say this is a common one. There are many ones that are not nearly as common. All right, and then we move on to, I just put these in date order. 5 franc, 1873. This is a key date, 30,000 minted. Definitely one of the tougher coins in the set. There were not a lot of the seeded that were made. So this is a type coin, but not a 1-year type coin. The coin is toned very lovely in champagne hues. It's got very immaculate surfaces. The reverse is less toned, little silkier. If this was a seeded dollar, this coin would be selling for 50 grand, I would guess. It is incredibly rare. So let's talk a little bit about how the Europeans collect. They don't collect by, for registry sets like Americans often do, trying to get the finest known. They usually collect by example. I don't think coin collecting is quite as popular in Europe as it is in the United States. And so there's enough demand in general to satisfy people that are looking just to get an example to put into their collection. This is finest known at PCGS. There is an NGC 7. It has sold recently. I did not see the coin at auction, so I can't say how it stacks up, but I can say this coin is an absolute beast. Okay, second to last one. This one is also an eBay coin from way back. I think I bought this in 2007. St. Gallen, great place to visit, by the way. They have a lovely library there that is amazing to walk through if you want to think about something out of like Beauty and the Beast sort of library with all sorts of woodwork. I love the design on this, the guy with the sword and the flag and the helmet. This coin has colors of autumn all over it. It reminds me of a fall day. It is great. It is also top pop. I think NGC has some 7+s. This coin, I'm sure, would compare favorably. Also a common shooting taller, but nonetheless a very special coin. And then finally, the coin that started it all from Andy Lustig. Finest for the type, finest for the date, low mintage. This one is a 30,000 mintage, or 12,000. I don't remember. 30,000 for one and 12,000 for the other, I think. And please check me on that. This coin has also champagne sort of toning. You can see it. It's like this rose and purple that comes through. Incredible fields. The last year of issue for 5 francs of this design. If you do embark on actually trying to make this set complete and you do all of the 5 francs, just be aware that the 1896 is an incredible 6-figure stopper. So it can be done, and I know that there are those of you out there watching that could complete it, and we can make it happen, and I'd love to work with you guys in order to do it. All these coins, all these finest knowns, all this rarity, I am offering this 9-coin set. I think it was 9. I think I said 8 earlier. I think it's 9 coins. This 9 coin set for $50,000 firm. Come by and see it at the table. See if you think that valuation makes sense. And until next week, happy hunting.